hopefully a lot of people join.
Hope so.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna post in my Discord that I'm live.
Yeah.
Where would I post it? I don't think I. Oh, I do have stream announcements right here.
Yeah, you have stream. Dude, I'm the one who told you to make that in there.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess I just go to my channel and get the link. So I guess I just go to my channel and get the link. Okay, paste. I am live. So I guess I just go to my channel and get the link out with. Okay, paste. I am live. So I guess I just go to my channel and get the link out. All right, there we go.
Anybody watching yet?
Yeah, there's one person on. Actually,
Hello, one person.
Actually, that might have been me because I had just gone on to get the link. So.
Well, if it's not Will, then hi.
Message a few people as well. Alright, 2 people watching.
Hello.
Alright, well, welcome to the stream. It's the first episode of Wastecast that I have done live. I thought it would be a lot better to do live so we can all share ideas instead of us being alone sharing ideas. I thought it would be nice for us to share ideas. Wait, now there's 0 people watching. That was kind of weird. It just spiked.
Aw.
Yeah, but yeah, that's.
Anyway, you gotta continue.
Yeah, first Wastecast live. I thought it would be nice to share ideas as a community and not just me and him in the call.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if 0 people join or 10 people join. This is going to be going up on my channel, so people are going to see it after that.
You can watch afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The actual podcast will probably begin in a minute. I'm just gonna wait a little bit and then we'll get started.
yeah.
Somebody commented, "Howdy." Howdy.
Who was that?
Howdy Blitz
Hello,
27.
person. Hello. Kind of weird. I don't know. I usually know. I did my first podcast, so I don't really know. You know. Kind of weird. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we can start now. So, I gotta get my my list up because I accidentally closed it of topics. Okay, so
What's on the agenda to talk about first?
well, so just to elaborate, this is Wastecast. This is the Wastecast, episode 3, your friendly Wasteland podcast. That's the new slogan for it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Black Ops 4. We got E3. Bethesda's new studio in Austin, and some other games as well. But before we start, I want to introduce our co-host today.
Hi. I'm Raider.
The new co-host.
Yeah. I know a lot about. I'm a big fan of Bethesda games and a lot of different kind of stuff like that. So
I thought he'd be the perfect candidate.
I have done YouTube a little bit in the past, but never anything too serious. I had a channel that had quite a few videos, but I ended up taking it down.
Mhm.
I think I have one now. I eventually will start posting on it, but as of right now, I'm just gonna keep it as it is.
Yeah.
But I'll be on this.
So I'm going to be having more people on as well. I might even be reviewing some mod authors because I do have some mod authors in my Discord, and I might ask them to go on the podcast and get to interview
That'd be
them.
cool.
Yeah. Truth and Zelandro. And I'll also have some other co-hosts on as well. I had this one fan on my channel who was begging that I do a collab with Lore Shelter, who is haven't actually. I don't think I've actually collabed with him before, but it was requested highly, so probably the next podcast will be with him. But yeah, so let's start off with Black Ops 4. It was just announced, and
It's coming out on October 13th, I believe. That's what it said.
October 12th. Yeah.
The 12th or 13th. I'm not sure the exact, but we're gonna be doing a reveal. I can't remember the exact date, but it's gonna be somewhat soon.
Yeah, I don't really talk about Call of Duty much on my channel. I did talk about World War II when that was going to come out, but other than that, the main reason why I'm excited about this is because, not only because this is apparently, or from the looks of the teaser trailer that was released, it looks like it's going to be going back to the roots of Black Ops 1 and 2, which I absolutely loved. Black Ops, the original, is one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. I absolutely loved it.
Also the zombies.
Yeah, the zombies was great. Campaign was great. I just loved everything about it. And Black Ops 3 was kind of that turning point for me where I just said, you know, this is not the Black Ops that I used to know. So it looks like
the zombies was pretty good in that game. That was about it.
Yeah, it looks like from
the
teaser trailer that Black Ops 4 is going to be going back to that. It really wasn't a teaser trailer. It was just like showing sequences from the previous games, but they're calling it a teaser, so I'm assuming it's going to have something to do with the previous games that they showed off in the trailer.
Hope so.
Discussing characters, I don't think Woods is going to be coming back because, you know, he was elderly in a wheelchair in Black Ops 2, and if it's taking place in the past, he definitely will still be around. But honestly, I'm thinking that this is going to be it's going to be carrying on with David Mason's story, because he was still, I guess, somewhat young in Black Ops 2. And
maybe we'll see, you know, what he was doing while he was away, and then, you know, they thought he was dead.
Or it's going to be like almost like a prequel. It's going to be going back to like the Cold War, which I think would be awesome.
Maybe we'll learn more about Reznov.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you see him in World of War, but, you know, maybe some more stuff about him.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Black Ops 4, I'm really excited for it. I'm really looking forward to seeing it at E3. Speaking of E3, we're going to be talking about some E3 predictions that we have, mostly Bethesda, but we also have some other games to talk about, like Cyberpunk 2077 and Borderlands 3, which we'll get into later. But let's start with Bethesda, which is the main focus on my channel, and, well, was the main focus on his channel. But honestly, I don't think they even have the right to fuck up this year. I really don't think so. Because last year was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I mean, I almost cried when I watched the one last year.
Yeah, I don't think they can mess up this year because, you know, they already disappointed us with 2017 with Creation Club and all of those non-surprises, stuff that we already knew about. There was nothing really there that shocked us, other than Creation Club that shocked us in a bad way. But yeah, nothing really surprising at 2017 Bethesda. It was very short. It was around a half hour, 45 minutes. And when it finished up, I'm like, okay, this must be like there must be getting into the show now. But I was saddened to hear that it was the end of Bethesda's conference, and I was panicking. Like, I waited all day for this shit. I slept, and I waited because their conference was like late, like 11, 12 in the morning, like probably 1 to 4 in the morning for some people around the world. It was just really, really late, and we didn't really get much. But Bethesda this year is going to be starting off E3. They're going to be the first company that's going to be showing up at E3. They're going to be starting it off on June 10th, which I'm really excited about, so I don't have to wait a long time for it. And hopefully they're going to blow us away with something. Anything you got to say about what Bethesda might be showing off?
I hope to God something with Fallout. I would really like to see maybe a new Fallout title. Anything to do with Fallout would be nice. I wouldn't mind Elder Scrolls, but I think I'd rather Fallout myself. I'd
Yeah,
also like to see maybe something to do with Dishonored, maybe uh, some of their other game titles. Dishonored was really good. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you played that one.
I haven't actually played Dishonored.
That was a great game. The lot. Well, I never played the DLC for. Well, I don't know if it was a DLC or like a full game, but I never played the
Death of the Outsider?
Death of the Outsider. I never watched anybody play it, so I would like to I'd like to see where they can go from there.
Yeah, but
And maybe the story's over.
yeah.
I don't know.
But if any of you have watched Bethesda's E3 teaser trailer, a lot of it looked like Bethesda. Nothing really looked new. You saw Doom, you saw Dishonored, you saw Fallout, you saw Elder Scrolls. Nothing was really that surprising or new. It just looked like a normal Bethesda conference. And but who knows? They might be surprising us with something. Maybe this is a big surprise from one of Bethesda game studios. Studios in Austin or Maryland or Montreal. We might be getting something from one of those studios, and they just don't want to show it off in the teaser because it's a very special announcement. But all I know is that if we see Todd Howard walk out on stage, we know there's going to be something big coming.
Yeah. Maybe we get that Obsidian to make the Fallout game. Obsidian.
Maybe, I don't know. I think because
game.
Bethesda said that they didn't want to hand out Fallout to any outside developers. They're only going to be sticking to their own developers. So I'm thinking if there was going to be a spin-off like New Vegas, it would be developed by either Bethesda Game Studios Montreal or Bethesda Game Studios Austin, which was their recently established studio in Texas.
Well, let's give the new guys a chance.
Yeah.
Like, I always enjoy seeing Todd Howard's face on the stage. It's always, it's always nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like to see, something new, something unique. Yeah, I always like I'd like to talk about some unique settings that we can go for with the next Fallout game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool areas we can go to.
I would personally like, I love the classic Fallout's setting like in California in the West. So I'm thinking like maybe LA or San Francisco. I think those would be some really interesting locations to visit. But
yeah,
getting away from that, how about new IPs? I think there's like the most likely release I think we're going to get from BGS is a new IP, which is on everyone's minds, which is Starfield. Starfield was it was leaked a while back, and it wasn't really talked about at all. Like Bethesda really hasn't talked about it, but they have mentioned new IPs coming. 2 specifically before the Elder Scrolls 6. So this could be one of them, very, very likely. And what's weird was there was actually a star theme last year, which I don't know if any of you remember that. You probably do, but there was a star theme in the background. So everyone thought there was going to be a Starfield announcement, but there wasn't. And the conspiracy is that they were going to announce it that year because there was a 4chan leak about Starfield being announced. And the conspiracy is that leak might have been correct, and they were going to announce Starfield, but they decided not to because they thought it was too early. They thought they didn't have anything to really show, and so they completely canceled the showcase of what they were going to be making. So I think this year, after an entire year has passed, I think they're going to have enough to show of this new IP. It might not even be called Starfield. Starfield might just be a project name. But
placeholder name.
Yeah, a placeholder. But if we see something that's related to space or something sci-fi, it's definitely Starfield. It's definitely their new IP, and I'm hoping it'll be great.
Yeah, I agree. That would be pretty good.
But other than that, besides a spin-off or a new IP, a spin-off of Fallout, I'm thinking we might see some stuff with Elder Scrolls Online, like DLC, Doom, Dishonored, just the normal Bethesda stuff that they usually cover from the other studios under Bethesda Softworks. And hopefully it's longer. I'm hoping it's not a half hour long. I'm hoping it's at least an hour, hour and a half. Because I was sitting there, like I said, I was sitting there and I was watching it, and then Pete Hines wraps up the show, and I'm like, okay, this must be like, they must be just getting to the show. This might be like the first third, I guess. No, it was the entire show. I was disappointed. I was in shock. And I'm actually going to be live streaming E3 this year, so I can get my reaction in case there's anything good, anything bad. I want to have my reaction because a lot of other YouTubers are doing it. I thought I might get in on it as well.
Remember, I watched somebody react to it on on Twitch, and it was I can't remember the exact person, but the reaction, and it was just like they just kind of looked at the screen like with a confused look on their face. It was like, oh yeah, I also watched another clip. It was my my friend fellow YouTuber Dark Populous. A little shout out there for you, buddy. He was watching the live stream, and you can see the clip on his channel. It was so hilarious. The guy, he was just sitting there eating some soup, I think it was, and he just looks up at the screen with the funniest look on his face, and just kind of opens his mouth like, and then the paid mods thing showed up, and he was like, he got angry. He stood up. He's like, "Not again! We already went through this. Not again!"
But yeah, hopefully Bethesda's E3 will be amazing this year. Speaking of Bethesda, I already discussed this, but we're going to be talking about it more in depth. Bethesda Game Studios' new studio in Austin. Now, this is great news because this means that there's going to be more BGS games coming. They've got 3 studios already, and that's a lot of work going on. So I feel like they've got plenty of resources at that point to make new games, and I feel like there's something very likely coming within the next year. Most likely, probably showed off at this E3 or the next, coming from one of the studios, maybe 2. I don't know, but new studios, great news, means there's going to be more games from BGS. Now, moving on to other games that we are most likely going to be seeing at E3. Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this is a game that's being developed by CD Projekt Red, who are the creators of The Witcher 3. This had a trailer quite a while back. It won awards, but then the game was canceled, and people are thinking that it's probably going to be appearing at this year's E3. I'm not sure if you know much about Cyberpunk 2077. Can you correct me on that?
Not really, no.
Well, looking at the trailer and the name, of course, obviously this is a cyberpunk game probably taking place in the year 2077, and according to CD Projekt Red, it's going to be gigantic. So that's why it's taking so long to make. It's probably even going to be on the next gen consoles. Who knows? It might not even be released for another few years. But it's apparently going to be a gigantic game with a huge world, tons of stuff to do, and I'm really looking forward to that because you guys know I love those types of games where you can just play whoever you want and go out and do whatever you want. Now,
I agree with that.
Yeah. Now this is a game that I know you wanted to discuss, Borderlands 3. Can you give us any
yes.
details on that?
Well, there's a lot of rumors going around about how they may show it off at this E3, and we've gotten multiple hints, like so many hints that you can't just deny that it's not happening because we know it's happening. They've already showed off like a tech demo of it, and it was like, it was a few things. It didn't really show much. It was just showing like how the graphics engine has evolved with Unreal Engine and the cell shading and all that, the Borderlands style.
Yeah. And
we like in the Gearbox's last EP, the Battleborn. It wasn't that popular of a game, but they dropped quite a few hints about Borderlands 3 inside of that game, such as the hidden messages, such as it says something about Promethea, which is maybe the planet it takes place on. We got stuff about Tannis that we're not supposed to be trusting Tannis, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm really personally, from somebody who's been playing the Borderlands games since the first one back in 2008, I am very excited for this.
Yeah, same. I love Borderlands. I've played a lot of it, and I'm curious to see what they're going to be cooking up for us with Borderlands 3. But yeah, so another game I want to talk about that I'm really, really looking forward to is Far Cry 5, specifically the DLCs. and those were actually released by Ubisoft, and it's looking pretty crazy. We're going to be getting some really unique stuff for Far Cry 5, like we did Blood Dragon for Far Cry 3. We're going to be getting Hours of Darkness, Dead Living Zombies, and Lost on Mars, and these are going to be 3 DLCs that are taking place in totally different areas and timelines. So Hours of Darkness is going to be it's going to be a Vietnam DLC where we're going to be going to Vietnam and fighting against the Viet Cong soldiers, kind of like we did in Black Ops 1, so I'm probably going to be getting some vibes from that. Dead Living Zombies, which is going to be like a zombies mode, like a zombies horde mode for Far Cry 5. And Lost on Mars, where players are literally going to be leaving Earth and going to Mars to fight different creatures. So I think that sounds pretty awesome.
That's unique.
Yeah, the game is coming out, I think, March 29th, I'm pretty sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking it up because it looks amazing. It's the first Far Cry game to be taking place in the United States. All the other Far Cry games took place in really alien environments. I wouldn't call them alien, but they weren't like they were very
unique.
They were unique. They were run by a corrupt government, and I feel like Far Cry 5 is going to be less of that, but more of a corrupt community because it takes place in a county in Montana, and pretty much a religious cult has gone crazy in the area, and you're going to be able to get to customize your character. That's also the first time we've ever been able to do that in a Far Cry game, so it's going to be more of a role-playing game, I suppose, which I'm really looking forward to. And
maybe once it comes out and we both get it, we can make some videos on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And maybe ask some friends to buy it as well so we can just all play.
I'm planning on getting it, so
yeah,
can definitely have some fun with that.
So are there any other games you're looking forward to seeing at E3?
There's actually quite a bit of games. Like there's so many possibilities. It's kind of hard to pick just one.
Yeah.
But like, if I had to pick one, well, like I said, there's Borderlands, Far Cry. What else? Oh yeah, State of Decay 2 for the Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
I was a big fan of the first State of Decay game. I think I don't think it's an Xbox exclusive because the first one came out on Xbox.
Yeah.
But there can be some, it's actually co-op now.
Mhm.
So there could be a lot of fun to be had with that.
Yeah. So another game I want to talk about that I'm also really excited for is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my God, yes, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so
the Red Dead Redemption 2 was the original Red Dead Redemption game was actually the first game I bet. That's trivia there for you.
yeah, the at last year's E3, we really didn't see anything at all of Red Dead Redemption 2, so I think for sure we're going to see something of it at this E3. We're going to see characters, we're going to see story, we're going to see all that stuff that's going to be going down in this game, and I'm really looking forward to it personally.
We had the trailer that they released a little while back. It's been delayed twice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing we can do. Rockstar likes to polish their games. What can I say?
Yeah.
I don't mind that myself.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be taking place in like a different timeline.
It's gonna be no, it's in the same timeline from what we can tell, and it's in the same general area that the original Red Dead Redemption took place in, except it's gonna be way bigger, with more areas to explore. I mean, just from the graphics alone.
Yeah.
The graphics were insane. When I've seen the trailer, like I showed my father that, and he couldn't believe that wasn't like a movie.
Yeah.
He's like, this is like a movie? And I'm like, no, it's a video game. He's like, what? Use them. It's funny.
Yeah, but we really haven't gotten much other than a small teaser trailer and an announcement. That's really all we got, but for sure, I know we're going to see something of Red Dead Redemption 2 at E3. I'm not sure when Rockstar's E3 conference is coming up. I didn't actually look at the schedule. But that's probably going to be the star of their show is Red Dead Redemption 2. I
personally rather Red Dead Redemption, the original 2, GTA 5.
Well,
multiplayer. I've spent multiple many hours of playing the multiplayer in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
In the original Red Dead Redemption game, it was one of my favorite multiplayer experiences, and I just can't wait to see. I hope to God they don't ruin it like they did with GTA 5's multiplayer. Sorry, it's just I don't like it.
Mm.
I like the free roaming, do whatever you want. You can do in the first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But we're probably also going to be seeing some stuff from. We might be seeing some Destiny 2 stuff. I'm not sure, but apparently the next DLC is coming out in spring. I don't know if we got a release date yet. I didn't actually check that. I don't think we do have one. But if it's going to be coming out before or around E3, we're probably going to be seeing something related to Destiny 2, which I'm pretty excited about. Also, Star Wars Battlefront 2, we might be seeing some new stuff from that. Maybe there has also been a rumored Star Wars, I think, role-playing game coming out from EA, which I'm looking forward to personally. I'm not sure if it was from EA, but yeah, Battlefront 2, we're probably going to be seeing something from that. That was a fucking huge disappointment in 2017, just because of...
Gameplay wasn't bad. Microtransactions were not fun.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the gameplay was fine. I enjoyed it. Just, having to pay to play as, Darth Vader and stuff like that was kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a good thing I like Lando, but,
Yeah, 2017 was just like it was really the start of a year of greed in gaming. There was Creation Club, there was World War II with the loot boxes, there was Battlefront 2.
Well, I was in a bunch of Call of Duty games, mate.
Oh yeah, but it was especially bad in 2017 because they were kind of in the beginning. It was kind of being like pushed in your way, I guess. Yeah, of course, it was in the other games, but it was especially bad in 2017. That's why everyone was hating on it. And Destiny 2 as well did it. Bungie, and of course, Activision was involved as well. One of the greediest companies out there. They have made some good games in the past, but the past years have been pretty bad with the futuristic Call of Duties. And
I hate the futuristic Call of Duties, mate.
Yeah, in 2017... 2016 through 2017, that's when the greed in gaming really started to pile up, and it was just a huge disappointment. But I'm hoping that can turn around. There still are some developers out there who really do care about the community and not just about the money. But
it's a rare custom today, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna read some comments here because I've been getting some comments. Bro, what about Red Dead 2? We already talked about Red Dead 2, so we probably...
That was probably from before we talked about Red Dead.
Yeah. I got one person watching right now.
Yep.
But it's been almost a half hour, which I think is a decent length for a podcast.
Well, I think we had a few more things we wanted to talk about before we,
Actually, no, we talked about most of the things on my list.
Oh, okay.
You got anything you want to
add? Let me think for a second. Oh yeah, Rainbow Six Siege has made one of maybe the biggest comebacks in video gaming history. It was like nobody was playing it, and then all of a sudden, bang! It was a household freaking name.
Yeah.
Everybody I know was playing Rainbow Six. I mean, I love the game. It's great.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay. It looks pretty nice.
It's fun. It's very fun. Like I enjoy it quite a bit.
Someone said Blitz27 said remaster for Fallout New Vegas or 3.
I would enjoy that. That would be nice.
Yeah, I would prefer
newer engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be professionally made. Not saying that people who are making Fallout 4 New Vegas and Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 are not, amazing at what they do. It's just, like somebody who has access to all the, all the files, like
all
a bunch
the technology.
of people, all the technology and a bunch of people. It's probably be better that way.
Yeah. Like I would think that would be what they're working on, because if they're remastering a game, yeah, sure, they're building the entire game over again, on a different engine, they still have a base to start with because they're literally remastering one of their older games. It's not like they're making a completely new game, so it probably wouldn't take a super long time to make, but hopefully it would be great because it'd be literally on a new engine. We'd be experiencing the same game on a completely new engine, and modding support would probably be much better.
Way better.
Yeah.
More than 135 plugins.
Yeah. Game Brio. But personally, I would actually, over a remaster, since we do have Fallout 4 New Vegas and Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 coming out, those mods, personally, I would prefer a spin-off, like, because I absolutely love New Vegas, and going to a new location in the Fallout universe would be amazing. I don't care if it's on Creation Engine, I just want a new experience.
I was having some ideas how they could do a Fallout game, right, that takes place in like Arizona and New Mexico, you know, it's that kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had this idea for a like for having the Brotherhood of Steel and Caesar's Legion like face off.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of a cool you know combat right there. You know, you think about it.
Yeah, I had a really cool theory that I came up with that I'm probably gonna make a video on. Fallout 5 or the Fallout spin-off, whatever it might be, starting off during the Great War. Like you're a soldier during the Great War, and you're pretty much in that scenario, and then you wake up in a vault or whatever, or in your normal life, and then you start off the game that way. I think that would actually be a really nice beginning to the next Fallout game.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, the character in Fallout 4 was a soldier, though, so...
Yeah, I know, but, like, actually experiencing his situation and fighting the Chinese on the front lines, I think, would be a really interesting experience. Maybe you're in like a battle tent, and you customize your character there, and then you head out onto the battlefield and fight the Chinese. Kind of like
Anchorage, but not a simulation.
Yeah, kind of like the Anchorage-esque style, but yeah, not in the snow, of course. But I think that would be a really cool beginning to a new Fallout game. Would be starting off during the Great War. But yeah, I think that will conclude the podcast. We are 32 minutes in. I think that was a decent length. I think it's like almost double the length that the last one was. Because the last one was pretty terrible. I was with my friend Royal Mob, Jake. You might know him. I shouted him out, but you guys don't give a shit. But he was in the podcast with me, and
sorry, I was trying not to laugh there. Continue.
He was in the podcast with me, and he asked to be on. I wasn't gonna say no. I wasn't gonna be a dick about it, so I let him come on. And the problem is that he didn't really know what we were talking about. He just mostly agreed with what I was saying. Hopefully, I want to do podcasts with him in the future. I'm not saying I never want to do one with him again. I will. It's just because I've been telling him to, every year watch E3 so he can actually get an insight of what's going on in gaming. Because usually he doesn't really have much of an idea, and I want him to have that idea so next time he's on the podcast, he can be... we can share ideas, because that's what I like doing on these podcasts, is sharing ideas and just really, really discussing our thoughts, not in both of our minds, but all of our minds together. And so that's why I want to live stream these podcasts and not just...
So you guys can be involved with...
Yeah. But yeah, expect more co-hosts on the podcast. I still got a lot more that I want to talk about, a lot more co-hosts I want to get on the podcast in the future.
Maybe do some interviews with some modders.
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, I'm probably gonna want to do some interviews with some modders. I think that would be really cool, asking them how they got to where they are today. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah. Wherever you are in the world, have a good day, have a good night, and see you later.